I don't think you can ever really escape where you're from. And whether you should even try is questionable. When I was writing these songs, I was doing a lot of reflecting, thinking about my father and my childhood, thinking about these themes of relationships, why they're dysfunctional. I was investigating that. I was looking for a way to find some reconciliation, and I ended up conflating these two things, my father and my hometown. Looking back, it really was a lot of what I brought to the table, as well as the town. So I thought to go make this record here was a way for me to say I'm sorry, and hope we can let bygones be bygones. Child once, wherever you spend that time, I think is going to be kind of meaningful and complicated, fraught with different kinds of these developmental emotions that stay with you for the rest of your life. So part of the learning is the making the album. Part of the learning is driving up there and spending more time than I've spent there since I was a kid. Hoping to get out of it is some peace or some closure on that part of my life that seems to haunt me, where I'm filled with kind of longing or regret. I'm looking to resolve that, and I think this is the only way that I can think of trying to do that. The writing, the making the album, the experience of being there. We cannot run this town.
What's the name of the album?
Nick County and the Nite Welders, a colorful corner of northeastern Pennsylvania.
Why that title?
These things they come to you or they sound good. I think you can take it very literally. A lot of the songs are about where I'm from. To me, it's kind of a strange place or kind of an eccentric place in its own way.
It's weird. I mean, it's a first for me. Because we hit it off right away, overnight. We drank a lot of wine, and after that day, we're super close. We have a no bullshit thing, which is what I like. Nick's the type of guy who, if you're gonna play his music and you're gonna get into his record, you have to go to the school. He pretty much schooled me every single time I hung out with him, just through Spotify playlists, playing me something and telling me the story and giving me the backstory of the artist. So I've been learning that the producer role it's not about me, it's about getting the best thing out of Nick's vision. You argue about things, you fight, but I've never had a relationship that I work with somebody on so many levels.
Nick and I were classmates at a college called Skidmore. Nick was sort of like a larger-than-life guy. It was a small school, and he had a lot more energy than a lot of the kids there, and he sort of brought that to everything. And sometimes he wanted that, and sometimes he wanted a break from it. But honestly, he really hasn't changed that much, and I think a lot of us really haven't, but him especially. He's just gotten more himself.
I'd like to say a little prayer for you, but only if you want me to. I'd like to say a little prayer for you. There's so much that I wish you knew.
Nick and I played music together when we were teenagers, and unfortunately we also connect on the tragedy of losing our parents.
And if you want me to, I'd be with you right now.
He had been going through this internal struggle of having that significant loss and still connecting with the pieces that are still there and bringing them back together in a meaningful, creative way. I was able to build something musically, but also to create something emotional, and it's been a shared experience, finding a way to reconnect and heal.
There's so much that I wish you knew. There's so much that we've been through. I'd like to say a little prayer for you. And if you want me to, I'd be with you right now.
It's a great cliche that writing songs is like a form of therapy, but when you're writing songs about your childhood, it feels very much like you're in those waters.
But I know that's
I'm impulsive. I don't always think about what I'm going to say, but with a song, I can really take my time in considering what it is I want to say, and I hope they translate. I hope they resonate with people.
I'd like to say a little prayer for you, but only if you want me to. I'd like to say a little prayer for you. I'd like to say a little prayer for you. I'd like to say a little prayer for you. In a strange hotel, I've been looking for someone like you. You were such a pretty one, rising sun, sweet perfume. And I'd like to take you out of here, if you can hold on to this balloon.
What drew me to his music was his amazing lyricism and all those stories that he's so great at telling.
I used to be afraid to be alone. It wasn't then straight from hell. I was a victim of a peregrine, just a fat dog, fly low in the bells. Things that age you, that ain't time.
It's been a journey just going through the process of becoming a country guitar player. I'm not from here, so I don't even have my own version of Italian country music. And it's been extremely rewarding, and that's something that it's never gonna go away.
Walking down a country road,
I love music so much that I wanted to be involved in as much of it as I could, you know, study classical, study jazz. But I grew up with rock and roll, and I just never thought that validity in music had anything to do with simplicity or complexity. It's art, and it needs to be respected fundamentally, and I think it's a beautiful sound to just use 3 chords.
Infinitely more personal and more in-depth than a single gig, you know? You have different relationships with the people that you're just like forced into a tight space with, you know? So there's tensions, but there's also like growing friendships, you know? So I think that's reflected in the music in like a really cool way.
Nick has written some really beautiful melodies, catchy songs, and it's all very singable, you know. It kind of makes it easy to approach them from the heart. You know, you absorb the song and then you perform it, and hopefully get it on tape.
When you drive into the town, there's a big sign that says, "We're hometown people that you know." I think it was supposed to be very kind of like warm and inviting and one like little family, and we all take care of each other. But I always thought it was like rather sinister, almost like, you know, we know what you're up to. In a small town, it's kind of hard to hide from, you know, judgment.
In long-form storytelling, and starting in a place and taking a listener or a viewer or anybody in any sort of medium on a journey. And I sort of got disenchanted with music as a vehicle for that. But then you get in on a project like this and you see Nick telling a story, and your mind's going a million miles a minute and the creativity's there, and you fall back in love with it.
Birds and wires. Jesus is dead forever and ever again.
I think the best records are almost like photographs. They're snapshots of a moment in time, and I feel like we're capturing a pretty good moment in time right now.
Who knows when it'll be done, but it started, and just to have have the wheels in motion is a good feeling. At least we're moving, but I don't know when it's going to stop.
Remember to turn around once we hit that down note and press 7. It is cool that it's consistent.
If you leave, you're trying to escape. Is it better to escape? Is it better to stay? I don't think there's any real answers for this, and it depends, But I left the town, and all I really learned from leaving is that it wasn't the place.
On top of this?
Yeah, just bang the fucking song out.
Well, I think some of that's going to get mitigated if there's more hi-hat.
You guys like what you did?